Wait, before we get started, I just want to say new Rotten Mango merch is linked in the description. It just dropped today. Look at this one. It says bada bing bada boom. My fiance literally drew this one. He designed it himself, so check it out while they last. I didn't know they were this big. Okay, I don't even know which flavor this one is. I'm so excited for the rosé one. I think this is the rosé one. Oh my gosh. Wait. Can I show you something?
That smells...
Can I show you something though? The rosé one isn't tteokbokki. It's these giant noodles.
Oh my god, this is like those Korean mukbangers. What they're eating in the videos. Is it good? Holy. Holy.
Oh my god, it's so 매워. This is original.
Are you okay?
They gave me service. You know what service is? It's like free stuff. I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping it helps with this spice because
But it barely started, honey. Wait, is it milk? You're lactose.
it's peachy 복숭아 농축액. Can I show you guys the black bean? Maybe I won't try it. That's the rosé. This is all noodle. No rice cake in here, okay? And then they don't even have this in the States. Black bean tteokbokki. 짜장 tteokbokki.
Oh my god. Dude, it's crazy.
Look at this sausage. The sausages, the fish cakes. Like, this is insane.
What is that? A fish
I
cake?
think so. Oh my god. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and today we are back with another dun dun mukbang. Woo! Say hello to my mom's toes. So here's what's going on. We're in the hotel room and I was feeling a little snacky. I didn't know that these were this big. I just wanted to try the different flavors. So we have Yeopdeok in LA, which we moved out of LA like years ago, but they have the original spicy. I don't think that they had the black bean, at least when I was there, but they also have a rosé one in the Korean Yeopdeok. This is like the most famous chain for spicy rice cakes. They come in these like iconic packages, but first,
Sorry,
you want to take a sneak peek?
Yeah.
This one is the original spicy and I have a feeling it's gonna mess us up.
That's so good.
So, but first, I just want to say thank you to Boxu for sponsoring today's video. And, okay, here's what's going on. This is nuts. My mom made fun of me for this because I brought this all the way from the United States of America to South Korea. Because I was like, I think I'm gonna eat it on the plane, and then I was gonna B-roll it for you, but then I ended up putting it into my checked luggage. I was so distraught, I tell you. Look at how freaking cute this box is. You guys know that I die for Boxu, but now they're working with Hello Kitty and Friends to bring you bi-monthly subscription boxes filled with just like the most amazing things. Boxu works with family businesses all over Japan, and they come together to just curate and deliver the most authentic and unique treats that the world has to offer. This is probably the cutest snack box I've ever seen in my life. It comes with a Hello Kitty tea set. This is the Sakura Smiles, and it's a take on the Cherry Blossom Picnic with Hello Kitty, which is around cherry blossom season right now in South Korea. It comes with like this wonderful guide that tells you about each of the items in your box, and it even includes Hello Kitty collectibles. The fact that there's so many snacks in here, snacks here in Asia, and I still brought a snack box, that just shows you how much I love it. And I normally really don't even like snack boxes. I like to typically have control over what I get, but I have tried so many snacks from Boxu. I feel like they know me. Like things I would normally never gravitate towards, I get it in a box and I end up freaking loving it, okay? I mean, I trust them completely with my taste. Let me show you these. Handmade Japanese hard candy. I'm so excited. Like, look at these little mochis they always have. I'm gonna try it. I'm sorry. I can't wait. It smells like strawberry milk. The texture is perfection. Oh my god, these look good. They're so crunchy. These are no regular schmegular Asian grocery store snacks, I tell you, okay? And to celebrate this collaboration with Hello Kitty and Friends, Boxu is giving you guys an exclusive early bird discount on the Hello Kitty and Friends snack box. Click the link below and use code HelloBiz to get $15 off your Hello Kitty box. You like that? HelloBiz, Hello Kitty.
HelloBiz.
And thank you, Boxu, for sponsoring today's video. I'm so ready for this. This is what I'm excited for. These giant, they're called tapioca noodles.
Oh, can I have some?
Oh, yes. Here you go, sir. Wow.
They're like one long ass string of tapioca.
It's spicy. This is the original spice.
Oh my god.
I almost got the regular spice, which means it's even spicier, but...
Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try this one now. Oh, this is tteokbokki. Let's see.
Wow. It's so tapioca.
Oh man.
Okay.
It just hits different when you're in Korea.
Yeah. I rate the rosé tteokbokki like a 9 out of 10. I kind of wish I got rice cakes too, but I really wanted to try the noodles. Let me look for a rice cake in here. Where are the rice cakes? All I see
What do you
are
mean? There's so
rice
much.
cake. Because all I see are fish cakes. Wow.
Oh my god. This is insane. Oma, you want some?
엄마,
Come, Oma.
이것 좀 드셔보세요.
Come on, Oma. It's your lucky day.
So 맛있어.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, let me try the black bean ones. Can I just say, 떡볶이가 진짜 엽떡도 LA에 있는데 여기 훨씬 맛있어.
그래? 매운 거 아니야?
매워.
너 되게 매운 거
Honey
같은데?
chopsticks.
내가 할게.
Well, Oma, you don't want it? Come on, Oma. You can't say no to this.
The rice cake is so chewy and it's so bouncy. Like the texture of it is kind of out of this world. The
Here.
sauce is creamy, not too watery. It's thick. The sauce is thick.
I need help, yo.
Oh yes. Let me help you.
얘네
Oma, what do you like? Rice cake or you like fish cake?
둘 다?
You like
both.
both? Okay.
This is my first time, I think. Is this my first time? I keep saying it's my first time. It's never
Honey,
my first time. But I feel like there's not a lot of places that have the rosé tteokbokki, you know?
Here you go, Oma. Enjoy.
Enjoy!
Thank you.
Wow. How do you describe this?
Oh my god, it's heaven. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my god, it's the best. Why is it so much better?
I don't know. How do they keep it so hot? It's incredible. I mean, just the cheese, the fact that we're sitting here eating in silence. I love you.
You want me to pull it?
Wow.
이거 떡이 너무 맛있는데?
She said the dog is so good. Oh my god.
She's just behind the bed.
It's so chewy. The texture is perfect.
Black bean is good.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Honestly, I think I like the rosé the most.
From black bean?
Yeah, she is also my bias. All 4 of them are my bias. Okay, it just alternates.
I thought it was Jenny yesterday.
It's Jenny yesterday, rosé today, tomorrow it's gonna be chisu because, you know. We're doing Am I the Assholes on Reddit. I'm just gonna jump into it. Am I the asshole for picking up my child from a sleepover because the family has a bath day? So
What's
I'll
a
start
bath day?
That's when they shower all the kids, I think. That's weird. Okay, so I'll start by saying I don't think I'm the asshole in this situation, but I was told that I'm the asshole because I didn't respect the family's household rules. But I'll give you a little bit background before I tell the story. I, 30 female, have a son, Jason, 8 male, who has a best friend named Brandon, also 8-year-old little boy. The boys have been attached at the hip since they were in daycare. Brandon's mom, Ashley, 32-year-old female, and I are friendly and we speak frequently because of the boys. I normally don't let the kids stay at other places, but I always allow Brandon to stay at my home because his mom doesn't have this rule. Not sure if it matters, but the reason I don't allow my children to stay over friends' homes at this young age is because I feel like at that age, they're still pretty dependent on their parents. Plus, my children usually don't ask to stay over or ask if their friends can stay at our place, which I don't mind since we have the space and all the fun things, you know, kids enjoy. Okay, so on to the story. Last weekend, I broke a rule and I let my son stay over Brandon's home. 1, because he asked, and 2, my daughter was at my mother's for the weekend, so I thought me and my husband could have a weekend to ourselves. So while enjoying some adult time with my husband, Jason calls me and says he wants to come home. So her son, 8-year-old son, calls her and is like, Mom, I want to come home. He was whispering, so I could tell that something was up. I asked him why and what was wrong. He said Ashley, so his friend's mom, wouldn't allow him to take a shower because it wasn't bath day.
Okay.
Bath day? I immediately call Ashley and inform her that Jason needs a shower and if she could just allow him to do so. She basically explained to me that since my child is in her home, he must follow her rules. Which is fair. I agreed with her and I hung up. I called Jason back and told him that I would be there soon to get him and just be ready. He was very happy about coming home. I wouldn't have picked him up if he said no, but surprisingly, he already even had his bag packed. When I pulled up, Ashley was outside saying how much of an asshole I was for teaching Jason that he doesn't have to follow other people's rules. I told her he was uncomfortable. I'm not going to keep my child in an uncomfortable situation he doesn't want to be in, especially if I can help. She then told me she allows Brandon to shower twice a day at my house, even though it's against her rules. So again, I told her if Brandon had an issue, he never told me that, and I would have taken him home if he was that uncomfortable. There was some back and forth and arguing, but I try to keep it calm since the boys are around. So, am I the asshole?
What a bizarre argument to have.
Wait, this is just really weird.
Yeah, what a bizarre argument.
1 hour later.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. You don't understand. I've been sitting here for like an hour eating spicy food and reading Am I the Assholes on Reddit, and guess who's the ultimate asshole? My freaking camera SD card who wants to say corrupt files. You're corrupt. I'm so stressed right now. I'm about to have a mini mental breakdown. Listen, this is like a series of mini mental breakdowns that I've been having in Korea. I didn't even talk about this in the vlog because I was like, you know what? I'm sure I'm overreacting. And then I'll have another moment where I'm like, you know what? I'm sure I'm overreacting. And then it was just like back to back to back. So maybe I'll just talk about it now because I can't go through the Am I the Assholes because I already reacted to it and then I don't want to like fake a reaction. Like, oh my god, am I the asshole for leaving my babies inside by themselves? That was kind of a good one, but... So our time in Korea has been interesting. Here's my mini rant number 1 while I eat. I actually had some delicious Korean barbecue today. Here's the thing. It's so weird. Korean restaurants are so good at delivery and takeout. But if you eat inside of a restaurant, if I ate inside of a restaurant and I ordered this, a lot of restaurants would think it's weird if I take it to go.
Yeah, so Korea's like to-go culture is weird. Same as Chinese.
Yes, and my mom's saying it's getting better, but I didn't feel like it was getting better because we went to this like fancy gogichip, like a Korean barbecue house. And it was pretty expensive. Very expensive. So of course, everything I order that we don't finish, I'm like, let's take it to go. But every time you ask them, they look at you like you're kind of weird. Like you're kind of crazy. And my grandma was there and I haven't seen her in years. And the fact that she's sitting there and they had such a bizarre reaction to us asking for them to package something up, she started feeling so self-conscious. And she was like, I feel like I'm just this poor old lady in this, like I don't belong in this restaurant. And I was literally about to throw hands. I was so angry. Because first of all, why are you outwardly as an employee, because I've worked retail, like I have worked so many customer service jobs, I completely understand sometimes customers are so freaking annoying and you want to punch them in the face, but you gotta be like and know the customer is not always right. But why are you in your workplace making someone feel so uncomfortable for nothing that even important?
Can you explain what did they do exactly?
Okay, so we're like, oh, can we take like the things that we don't finish to go? And then she's like, you want us to package it? And we're like, that's what to go means, but yeah. And then she was like, okay, this? Yeah, and like this? Okay, yeah. And then she was like, okay, I'll package it. But half of our food was still coming out. So every time like something else came out, we were so full. We were like, can you package this? Like, can you just package the rest? She's like, okay.
So she's like judging.
Yeah, kind of like, this?
It's not her.
It's not her.
More of like
I guess
overall.
It's more of the overall, but I think different restaurants are getting better. But this restaurant overall did kind of have, the food is really good, but kind of stuffy attitude. Just
like what do you think it is here? It's just,
I don't know what it is. It's fascinating. So my mom was saying that my grandma told her that it's kind of this culture of if you package food to go, you're seen as someone who can't afford to have leftovers.
like low class.
Like you're seen as low class. You're seen as someone who can't afford to dine at this establishment.
But we're dining in it. Like we're paying for it.
Establishment, yeah. It's very weird. Like the whole situation was weird, and I was getting so upset by it because my grandma was feeling so insecure to the point where she kept saying like, "Oh, I'm like doing poor people activities in a place like this." Like, and then she was like, "I feel so bad even asking." And I told her like, we're the ones paying, like we can ask whatever we want. I mean, obviously I don't mean that, but like we can ask for them to package food. And every single time they were just making her feel so uncomfortable.
So she feel bad just to
Yes,
bring
and I
this
was
home.
getting ready to fight someone in that restaurant because I get that it's a weird request, but I've dealt with some weird requests in the workplace. I've had ladies lick a merchandise ring off their finger, and I'm like, that's okay. Let me just put it on the tray. Don't worry about it, ma'am. Like, that's not even a bizarre out of this world. Did I say, I'm sorry, could you peel a layer of your finger skin off and put it on the grill for us to taste? It's like kind of weird, I guess, for the culture, but it's still within the norms of restaurant business.
You know, like my grandpa was really
Yeah.
impressed when he first came to
and I
America.
was like-
It's so cool that Americans like to take things to go.
Yeah, because no one's gonna eat it
Yeah.
for you, right?
Yeah. But also in China too, same thing. It's just, it's so normal. I'm trying to see why. I guess for the longest time that the countries are so poor in Asia. So finally, in the recent couple generations, they start making more money, and then people just want to appear that they're doing well financially. So they maybe try to overcompensate that by, hey, no, we can dine at this fine restaurant, and then we don't have to like package home leftover to go.
Or I was thinking, okay, so I was also thinking maybe it costs for takeout because I know some of the. No, listen,
that's
but
not
I
why.
was. I'm reasoning with myself, right? So I'm thinking maybe it costs for like the containers because at the cafes you have to either do dine in or takeout, and takeout is plastic. I mean, they charge the same amount, but you get it. But I would think that that makes more sense at a cheaper restaurant where there's not a lot of margins. But this restaurant, I mean, they were charging like $30 for a plate of just kimchi. Like fancy kimchi, but like kimchi, right? So, I mean, I'm like, you can afford the margins on this plastic container you're about to give me.
But also, even though that's the
Weird.
culture, I don't think they should show it.
Yes!
They shouldn't make people uncomfortable.
Yes, and they knew that we were foreigners too. Well, at least that we were speaking in English like half the
I mean,
time.
it doesn't matter if we're a
Yeah.
foreigner or not. It's just doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was weird.
But you're saying later on there was another lady who came in.
She was a little bit nicer. She was like, oh, no.
So we asked for the packet
Yeah.
to go, and she just did
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Which is fine, right?
Yeah.
But the first one was making.
Like, this, like, unheard of. I'm like, this, lady, this, right here. Just bring out saran wrap. I'll wrap it up, lady.
Your grandma was embarrassed?
Yes, and like normally I wouldn't have been upset or even talked about this if my grandma wasn't so. Oh, I'm gonna cry right now. Like, why do you make a grandma feel like that? And then she felt so uncomfortable that outside she's like, oh, I guess like Gangnam people are different. Because we're in Gangnam. Restaurants in Gangnam.
She said the Kana people are different?
Yeah. And then my mom and I are like, I don't know, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't freaking know.
What?
Okay?
That is crazy. Oh
Because I guess
my
like
god.
around the area that she's in, people are very nice, maybe. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just
That's. Wow, I did not know it was that uncomfortable for her.
I was so upset. Yeah, I was really upset in that restaurant. I'm having so much fun in Korea. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love it. I feel very connected to my culture and other aspects. There's like so many amazing things about Korea, and like being Korean, there's so many amazing things. But there are a couple things that I've noticed on this trip that have just been kind of interesting that people haven't talked about. And even like me being a Korean American, I was like, oh, that's weird, that's interesting.
I think for me, what's so weird is like, you know how we talk about so many Korean cases and
Yes.
stories, and we keep talking about like this social class, this
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
the different level of class. Oh, I think the first 2 days I was fine. And then the more I starting to interact with people, the more I start feeling more and more and more and more. And it's kind of throwing me off the balance. I'm like, oh my god, this is kind of uncomfortable. I start seeing how people interact with each other. I don't know, man. It's kind of
Okay.
brutal.
The word is exhausting. I think Korea is fun when you're visiting. I think maybe, okay, what my parents always say is that Korea is fun when you're rich. And it's
But that's
not fun.
everywhere.
Yeah, but that's everywhere.
But I think Korea is so strict on that social class.
Oh my gosh, okay. I was at the makeup place for my wedding photo shoot, right? And this
Yeah.
is like nothing is, there's no individuality problem. There wasn't like an individual where I was like, oh, this person's weird. But it's just a very different experience from going to like an American, like beauty salon or any sort of like American hair salon. Because I feel like American hair salons, even though you technically know who's the hairstylist and who's like the assistant. Like every hair salon I go, sometimes they have assistants. You know who they are.
Yeah.
You know that this person is the assistant. They do like your hair wash portions or like they're
Yes.
kind of on the side assisting, right?
Yeah.
But it's like overall the energy is very even. Everybody's
friendly,
even.
yeah.
Everybody's friendly. Everyone's equals. And I think it creates like a more open atmosphere where even as the customer, you can joke around more and they
Yeah.
can joke with you. But in this place, it was more like I was walking into a corporate office. There's like an established hierarchy and I'm just walking in like, dunk. For example, they're doing my makeup and it's clear that there's like a head in charge. The HBIC, okay? The HBIC is the makeup artist and then she has three assistants.
Isn't that interesting? Because you understand the language, so you
Yes.
can tell exactly the ranking from top to bottom, every
Yes.
single person,
Yes.
as soon as they speak to each other.
The minute that they talk to each other, I'm like, oh, this person's lower than this person. This
So
person's
like in your mind, you're already like the 5 people in the room, you put them in a rank.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then that old Ajumma walking back and forth in the back, I'm like, she probably owns this place. Okay.
Is she?
Yeah, probably because it's a bunch of young like makeup artists, like an older Ajumma walking around, and I'm like, she's probably the owner of this place. Okay. So they were all very nice, but it's interesting because the main makeup artist, she stands there and she does my makeup, and her assistant is there, just gathering all the supplies, like holding out the brushes she's gonna need next, and then giving it to her, and it's just, I guess the way it's done was fascinating.
How does that
There's-
make you feel though?
There's no conversation between the two of them.
Doesn't feel like they're friendly.
No. It feels more like senior, junior. There's no like, oh, thanks, you know, none of that. There's
Yeah.
no like, oh, thanks, like, oh, can you grab that? Thanks. It's very like, okay, pull this out next. And then grabs. And then I'm in the middle like,
Why so serious?
so serious. Yeah. Even the hairstylist had an assistant. And the way that she would talk to the hairstylist was very like proper. And very assistant-y.
No.
And then I was just on the side like, it's very interesting.
So that's why you were so tense in there.
Yes, and then I remember sitting at the hairstylist chair and thinking, if I suddenly had to move to Korea and go into a workplace environment, because I've seen so many TikToks of like, we've also talked about the midnight runs, do you know what I'm talking about? Where people have this fantasy of South Korea and then they come and then they work in the workplace and it gets so stressful and they end up being like, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. I can see why. I just feel like my workday in South Korea would be 2 times more exhausting just because I'm like doing the social hierarchy in my head.
What's so interesting is so there's another person we met who's like probably in his 50s.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
One of the goofiest
Yeah.
older gentlemen, right?
Yeah.
He's so goofy. He doesn't take himself seriously. We love this guy, right? And then we met his boss as well, which the boss was younger than him. And instantly you saw this goofy older dude
Get so serious.
got serious and became so respectful to him, to someone who's younger. And all of a sudden made me feel stressed, tensed up too. When that started happening, I'm like, oh my god, I can't be goofy anymore, right? I can't be chill anymore. The boss, even when we're leaving, the older man was saying, hey, did you say bye to the boss?
But, okay.
Which to me is confusing because technically we're the customer.
And we're not like friends. It's not like we met and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, like, let's go grab
We're
dinner.
customers. I mean, I think we acknowledge each other. We probably say hi when we ran into each other. Do I need to go out of my way to track the boss down to say bye?
Yes.
And then leave? But I'm seeing that as like, this person's probably the hierarchy is so ingrained in him. Like, oh, before you leave, everybody has to say bye to boss.
And then there was another person that we met. One of the, like, also another very goofy person. And he was telling us, like, oh, where are you guys from? And I was like, oh, we're from the States, blah, blah, blah. And he was asking which part of the States. And I was like, oh, like, we spent some time in Atlanta and New York. And then he was like, New York? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, tell me about it. So I'm telling him and he's like, I don't know, guys. I think I gotta move to America. I think Korea and I are like oil and water. We're just not mixing. So I'm like, yeah, people walk around like no makeup, like boobies out. I think that's what got it, actually, honestly. He's like, boobies out. So my dad works for, okay, he doesn't technically work for a Korean company. He used to, but now he is like a contractor for a big Korean company. A lot of the people that sign his contracts are a lot younger than him. Like, I'm talking 30s. My dad is in his 60s. He's a harabuji. He's got grandchildren. And the minute that contract is signed, he's a contractor. So he's not even like a W-2 employee, right? My freaking mic was off. I don't know what's going on today. What? I'm gonna lose my marbles. I'm so sorry that the audio is off. It's not even gonna be much better now. Anyway, my dad and also another man that we know as Mr. A, he also works for a Korean company, and he was saying it's insane, okay? He's in his 50s and he said, you don't know what it's like to work for a Korean company until a 30-year-old comes up to you and goes, yeah, you are. And then he's like yelling at him. And this isn't even his boss. He's a contractor for this Korean company.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hire you to build me a box. And I'm like, hey, you.
So basically, as soon as there's a connection
And the money is going one way.
there's instant power.
Yes.
And then when the power is established, what is it called? The
hierarchy?
Hierarchy is established. You're just below that person. Doesn't matter you're senior. It doesn't matter you're whatever.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just a little sub.
Yeah, you're just a little baby.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then
So what did he say about this 30-year-old?
oh my god, he said it's insane. Like he wants to just smack him silly, okay?
But instead he has to like.
Instead he's like
Does
that.
he use proper?
Yeah.
He used proper
He
to
has
younger
to. Yes.
people?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. Okay, so it's called like honorifics is how you explain it, but I'm sure if you guys are familiar with Korean culture, but it's even more proper. Okay, I thought I knew proper, and then I got here and learned what proper was today.
What do you mean?
It's just insane. So there's like, oh, like welcome, right? Or no, how do I say it? There's 고마워, which is like thanks, right? You say that to your friend. And then to a elderly person or someone who's a senior or someone who's higher ranking than you, then you say like 감사합니다, which means like thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am, right? And then this hotel has been driving me nuts.
What?
고객님, 감사합니다.
What is that?
It's like, oh, valued customer, thank you so much. Valued client, thank you so much. Like, they can't say you because it's like, the is very aggressive. You only say that to friends. So they call you in a third person,
Oh my
which is
God.
고객님, which is like client,
Oh my
Mrs.
God.
Client.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really?
And like even the taxi drivers who are like my dad's age do that, and it makes me so upset. And then like the taxi drivers are so cute. They're like my dad's age and they all wear like suits.
Yeah.
And then like at the end when the ride is over, they're like rushing to get out to open the door. And I keep wanting to say like, please, what are you doing? Okay.
I can open my own door.
I can open my own door, and like I'm not used to this. Back at home, I'm lucky if my Uber driver doesn't try to drug us. Okay,
Didn't one of them, even,
please.
like some of them try to bow too as
oh,
when we walk away?
oh my gosh. Okay, so they try to bow, and this drives me nuts because again, I think it's because I wasn't raised here. I'm sure if I was raised here, it'd be different, and I don't like it. I guess maybe I'd get used to it if I was raised here, but being a Korean American, like bowing is like such a serious thing. So now I have to make it a thing to bow even lower than them, to be like, no, don't bow to me. My God, 아저씨. And then I gotta bow even lower? Like all the hotel staff, there's like, why are there 6 of them opening the doors all the time? Stressing me out. You don't have to open the door. You don't have to, I can open my own door.
I mean, okay, so basically what I was feeling is that whenever I run into these hotel staffs, I just feel like they can't be themselves.
Yes.
So I just imagining them coming to work every day.
And being miserable.
This is not what they really want to say is how I
Yeah.
feel, right? So you put on your suits, you go to work, and all you do is like, ma'am, sir, yes, please, this way. It just feels a little like
Yeah.
sad. I don't know.
Okay, the difference is like we've been because I feel like this is a very nice hotel.
Yeah.
We've been to like the Equinox in New York, and the service is different in the sense that the nice hotels in the States, people joke around with you. They like make small talk, like, oh, where are you guys coming from? Oh yeah, I heard like my cousin's there. I heard the weather is so bad.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but then
People just
here
make
it's
small talk, yeah.
like so very like official, and then I gotta bow even lower. Yeah, and
Do you think like they're happy?
I don't think so because I don't.
Does your mom know like any of these?
My mom knows that Korea is really a place where if you have money, it's fun. That's it. Because when you have money, you are always getting this end of the treatment, which I don't think is
Even
that fun.
This is not fun.
It's not
yeah.
fun. It's like so much. I don't know how to say it in English.
It feels so distant.
burden, or it feels also burden.
Burden, yeah, and you feel very distant. It doesn't feel real. Like it doesn't feel like these people respect you for what you do, rather than this is their job to kiss your ass type of feeling. I don't know.
'Cause
Just doesn't feel
sometimes-
real. I don't know.
There's like no connection. Sometimes I get off on connections, you know? Like a stranger and I, we have a spark, like the water bottle guy at the airport. Oh yeah, sparks were flying. I'm just kidding. But like, you know what I'm talking about? There's like a connection there. Especially during lunch hour, you can hear people that are working in offices go out to lunch together. And you can tell the social hierarchy as you're walking past them.
Shut up.
Because they like talk to each other properly.
Did they ever talk to each other casually?
I guess if they're on the same level. Only if you're like colleagues. And probably the same age or something, I don't know.
Wait, so when we're in the taxi, the driver doesn't use proper with
Yes.
us? The driver used proper
Every
to
single
you?
time. Yes, to me.
Because you're a customer.
Yes.
But let's say you guys run into each other not in the taxi, like just on the streets. You would need to use proper.
I still use proper.
Oh,
Yeah, of course, I never drop proper. That's crazy.
so you always use proper.
Yes.
But if you guys run into each other on the street, he wouldn't use proper
Yes,
with you.
would
Only
not.
because that's his job.
Yeah.
Is that weird or no? Is
I
it
don't-
natural?
To me, I don't like it.
Yeah. Does your mom think that's weird when an older person
엄마!
use proper to a younger person?
So back then, maybe taxi drivers, if I was much younger, like my age difference and their age difference, they wouldn't have used proper. But it's gotten worse, she said. Now everyone has to use proper.
Wait, why? Oma,
왜?
it got worse?
Because I'm a customer, so they can't.
Does your mom think that's kind of like uncomfortable? Like
불편하지
really
않아?
sad?
My mom said she's uncomfortable because they're like rushing to open the door for her. She thinks the honorifics, like the proper speaking, is okay because it's both ways. But she keeps trying to get out of the taxi, and they're like, no, just wait a minute, give me a second. And they're like, and she's like, just stay in the car. Every time we get a taxi, my mom immediately, 그냥 don't get out, 아저씨. She's like, we're all like, everybody stop, freeze. Okay. 아저씨 freeze.
And then
hands
there's
on the
that
wheel.
just he was cussing in the car.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best.
He was the best.
Was he using proper or no?
To me, yes.
He was
But when he was cussing to himself, no.
he was properly cussing.
He was properly cussing.
He was so funny.
He was the cutest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the cutest. Oh my gosh.
아니, 그러니까 계산을 먼저 하고
Oh.
내리면 되는데 계산도 안 하고 문부터 열어주려고 그래.
Oh my god, this is so true. This is so true. Okay, so we have to pay with a card. Most of the taxis, it's connected through like the Uber app, but because we're foreigners, they don't take a foreign credit card. So we have to pay in the car. Almost every single time, the taxi driver doesn't even care about the payment. He's already out the car, opening the door, and so many times my mom and I are like,
We haven't
we
paid.
have to pay. And then he has to get back in the front and goes, 죄송합니다, 죄송. And I'm, why are you sorry? Why are you sorry? Everybody stop right now. Everybody chill out right now, please.
It's very stressful.
Bro, it,
근데 오히려
oh.
식당에서는 지금 덜 친절한 것 같아.
Oh, and then she says, interestingly enough, restaurant service sucks here. Restaurant service sucks here. They're not that nice.
Oh, like your co-noodle situation.
Yeah, they don't look happy. They look kind of miserable.
Even at the restaurant today, the fancier restaurant
Yeah,
too.
but even the first time we went,
So restaurant customer service is lacking for whatever reason.
yeah,
Not sure why.
maybe because there's no tip.
Oh.
Oh, we're so used to tip culture.
Oh, maybe it's the tip.
But there's no tip for taxis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but these ajoshis, these taxi ajoshis are so cute.
Wait. So what happened to the cold noodle situation? You say you figure out something?
Oh, okay. So we had a wedding photo shoot, and the photographer loved the freaking photographer, right? But he was telling me like, "Oh, you like cold noodles, right?" Because I was asking if there's good cold noodles nearby, and he said, "Okay, do you like Pyongyang noodles or regular noodles?" Or like I forgot how he said it, the regular one, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know the difference." And he said, "Pyongyang noodles. You know where Pyongyang is?" I was like, "Yes, North Korea." Because yes, exactly. And he said, I don't know why it's called that because people in North Korea don't eat the cold noodles like this. But essentially, he said he doesn't like Pyongyang noodles. Only people who like Pyongyang noodles because it kind of tastes like a dirty old washcloth. The broth is giving dirty washcloth, but you can't add vinegar. You can't add the mustard.
So that's what you had?
Yeah, that's what I had.
You can't add vinegar and mustard?
No.
Why?
I don't know. They like the broth like that. They get very offended. And I said, oh,
That explains it.
exactly what I did. And then the 고깃집, the barbecue place, they don't do Pyongyang noodles, so I can add the You can add it.
Oh my gosh. Your mom didn't know this either.
No, because
Did you-
I asked her. I said, is this a different area of noodle, mother? Is this a different province? Maybe I've never had before. And she said,
Wait, have you told her yet?
엄마! 평양 냉면이 그거 못 넣는 거래. 엄마! She said she knows, but why can't I add it
그건
anyway?
내 맘 아니야?
She said, in
Can
my
you
food.
explain people the backstory?
Okay, so let's say this is a bowl of buckwheat cold noodles. That's like the translation. Oh, let me tell you about this buckwheat cold noodle. It's so refreshing, right? It's called naengmyeon. I like the mulnaengmyeon. You can get like the spicy version. Not as thick. You gotta get the mulnaengmyeon, right? It's got these chewy buckwheat noodles. It's got slices of fresh pear. Oh, that pear. Just like the freshness, the crispness. You're supposed to eat it when you want something refreshing and kind of sour. It has like this fermented taste. It has thinly sliced beef. It's got like half an egg on there. And I don't even love soups that much, but I will drink gulp 9,000 this soup, okay? Anyway, the best part is they give you like side dishes of hot mustard. I like to do like 3 spoons of hot mustard and then just the vinegar. You just add distilled vinegar straight into that broth and you stir, mix it up, get the scissors and cut it like this. Woo! So good. I have a fixation for this right now. I always love this, but right now the fixation is bad. So the first day we get here, I'm like looking for a cold noodle spot. We find one very close to the hotel. We're exhausted. We go. I'm ready. I see that big ice cold bowl coming. Looks a little weird. Okay, it looks like not the best. There's no pear, but that's okay. That's okay. There's not even half an egg, but that's okay. That's okay, right? I'm getting excited. I'm like, I'm gonna customize it. I'm putting in the mustard, and as I'm about to pour the vinegar, the waiter is like, don't do that. He was genuinely offended. I'm like, whoa. I'm just like, what do you mean? That's how you're supposed to do it. And he goes, anywhere you go, you're not supposed to do this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the noodles on a side dish, and if you must put some vinegar in there, you piece of trash. Okay, he didn't say it like that, but he's like, if you must put some vinegar, you gotta put some noodles on the side and put the vinegar in there because the broth on itself is amazing.
And then he was like, did you understand what I said, right?
Yeah, and then my mom's looking at him like, what are you saying, sir? That's not how you do naengmyeon, because we're dumb, right? And then he's looking at her like, because he thinks we're foreigners, okay? We are. And he's like, okay, you didn't understand, right? And my mom goes, no, I understand Korean perfectly well. I just couldn't hear you. And so he explains it all over again in Korean. And I'm like, oh, that's weird because I heard him the first time. So now I have to sit through this again. And I feel like I'm being lectured. So then I'm like, okay, like get out of here, sir, because I'm salivating. You just told me that the broth is already good on
This
its
is
own.
like, you know, like the pho is so good.
Yes!
It's disrespectful to
add the sriracha and hoisin,
Yes.
right? That's what I'm expecting.
But then the broth usually are so
Dang
good. You don't need it.
You just like go like this. So
Yeah.
he's like, wait, what? Why? Just add it. And I'm like, no, babe, it's like already seasoned. You know what I mean? So I get my spoon. Oh my god! Bro, he took off his mask. That's how upset he was, okay?
It's different.
It's more like a little more meaty. The broth is like kind of, yes.
A little more brothy.
Yes.
Honey, just put vinegar if you want. Honey, don't feel peer pressure. It's your food. Honey,
It's your food.
It's like watered down. You know, you get those beef broths at the grocery store, the boxed ones, not even the ones in the refrigerator. You add 1 tablespoon of that and dishwater. That's the broth. And I'm looking at my mom, I'm looking at him, and then he's like, just add it in, who cares? And my mom is like, yeah,
Add vinegar.
add the vinegar, add the mustard, right? And then my mom and I look to the right, and he's passionately explaining what we just did to his coworker. He's like, and I'm like, oh, I don't think I can do that. So my very first meal,
you got lectured.
I got yelled at, yeah. And then he was like, anywhere you go, we'll tell you the same thing. And I was like, okay, then I guess I won't go anywhere. Yeah, I got lectured my very first meal.
Yeah, and you found out
That
just...
he was, right.
Yeah, you just went to the wrong restaurant.
Yeah, but you know, it was the delivery. It's the delivery. I feel like if that were me, just getting personal, if that were me, I would have been like, hey guys, so just try the broth on its own. People love the broth, you know, you pay an extra for the broth because it's so good. We're known for our broths. But if you don't like it, you know, add the vinegar, whatever, add it. Add the vinegar,
Yeah,
add
do
the
whatever
mustard,
you
do whatever you
want,
want, you know, but that's just like how we normally do it. But like some people like to add the vinegar.
What do you think will happen if you just, in front of his face, just like, boom?
I think he
Yeah.
might have smacked me. I think he might have smacked, and then the whole meal, I just see He's like walking back and forth.
I genuinely thought the bowl is so big, it's gonna take so much vinegar. So he's like, doesn't want people to use too much vinegar.
Yes, we had this conversation and I was telling him it's distilled vinegar. It's not fancy vinegar. It's not rice vinegar or like whatever fancy vinegar is out there. It's like straight up by the gallon, like 60 cents vinegar. Like distilled vinegar. It's just, there's nothing fancy about the vinegar. Yeah. I used a whole container of vinegar when he was looking. He was pouring it into my bowl. He's probably still talking about me to this day. Okay. It was really bad. So, yeah, it's very interesting. The restaurant service has been kind of weak. Yeah, maybe it is the tipping thing.
Even like in the stores too, no? You're saying this, like the workers aren't that helpful?
Yes. Yeah, that's
like,
weird.
Tell them what happened at Olive Young today.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't crazy, but...
It wasn't crazy. It's just a little weird. Okay, so... I don't know, maybe I'm used to, again, I keep thinking it's in my head. I keep talking myself out of it, but it's just kind of weird. And he keeps telling me, because he grew up in Asia, this is how it is. Like, don't take it personally. And I'm like, I know, it's just weird. So like, if you walk into like an Ulta or Sephora, usually people are like, hi, how can we help you, blah, 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 right? Then you get all the stuff and you check out. And I made like a really fat order at Olive Young because I'm so excited for so many things and I have so many presents. People give me straight up lists of things that I needed to purchase at Olive Young.
Who?
Like, my sister was telling me, like,
did?
a couple of things that she wanted, and then I had to get a bunch of gifts for your mom, your sister, and a bunch of other people, so I literally bought so much stuff, like, a whole cart full of makeup, which is insane, and skincare. Yeah, the whole time, she's, like, checking it out, like, throwing it in the bag. I'm like, okay. It's really intense, right? After we check out, she's just kind of, the whole time, she's like, this is the price. I'm like, okay, thank you. And then I was like, ooh, the weather is so nice, like maybe we can go out to eat, because it's a big order, so she's like putting it into the bags. And then he's like, oh yeah, you should ask her like, is there like a food street around here?
Yeah, there's food nearby.
Yeah. And then I go, oh, like, 죄송한데요, which means like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, are there any good restaurants nearby? Because I'm expecting, you know, like back home, everyone's like, oh, you gotta go down the street, wait, Tiffany, is it a right or a left? You know, like that whole thing. That's what I'm expecting. Like, they got the best cold noodles. And she goes, 찾아보면 있겠죠.
What is that? If
like,
you look?
If you look.
You know, like, it's true. Like, sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
it's just not part of the culture, you know?
I was like,
you just mind your own business.
She's so cool, you know? Like, very cool. Like, so ice cold.
And then we
That's
walked
like,
out and she chased us down.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What
And then
happened?
we walked out, she chased us out and was like, did you get 4 of the lipsticks? And I said, 4 of the what? And she goes, the lip tints, did you get 4? Like, did you get 4 of the lighter color and 1 of the darker color? And I said, oh, I don't know. I asked for 3 of the lighter color and 1 of the darker color. And then she was like, okay, let me see. And she like searched inside my bag and it was 3 of the lighter color and 1 of the darker color. And she was like, okay, thanks. I'm like, give me my thing back. And then and I was like,
so weird.
It was just really weird. The energy was weird.
It's like we stole something.
Yes,
right?
because the energy wasn't like, oh, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I think I made a mistake. Like, can I just verify something on your receipt? Because then I'd be like, oh, yeah, sure. It was just like, did you get 4? And I was like, why would I steal a lipstick right now? I swear I didn't steal a lipstick. And then we walk into the hotel door and everyone's like 90 degrees. I'm like, sir, now I gotta do like, at this point, my forehead, touching the floor. And then I also think that my Korean is bad because I go outside and I'm like trying to ask because I got the map, I'm like trying to walk and because I'm with my mom. Tell me why you're the best navigator in Korea, okay? My mom's like, I don't know where we are. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. I'll do it. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should ask one of the hotel attendants, like the people opening the door. And I was like, oh, check out, like, blah, blah, blah. And he starts talking to me in Japanese.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, and so I look at him and he doesn't look at me. He looks at my mom and goes, like, 중국 사람이에요? Which is very confusing because it's in Korean, but I guess maybe he thought if I were Chinese, I would understand. And then my mom goes, 아니요, 한국 분인데요. Which means like, no, she's Korean.
Wait, he asked your mom if you're Chinese?
Yeah, because he
was talking to you in Japanese?
He talks to me in Japanese and I go, and then in my head I'm like, wow, I really don't know Korean, huh? Because that doesn't sound Korean to me.
Would you say Korean to him?
Yes.
And he started talking to you in Japanese?
Yes.
What is this?
And then he looks at my mom and asks in Korean if I'm Chinese. And then my mom is like, we're both confused. Like, wait, if she were Chinese, wouldn't my mom be Chinese? And then you're just asking in Korean if we're Chinese?
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, like Chinese, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so my mom goes, 아니요, 한국 분인데요. Like, she's Korean. He goes, 네. And then I asked again and he understood.
Yeah, it must be really bad then.
I was nervous because when I'm nervous, my voice gets higher. And in Korean, my voice, please tell me I'm not the only one, because I cringe every time I go outside out of this hotel, because when I speak Korean, I don't know why my voice goes higher. And every single Korean American girl I know, their voice goes higher when they speak Korean. Like, it could be the coolest girl ever and they'd be like, hey bitch, what are you f***ing doing tomorrow? And then they're like, 안녕하세요. What just happened? It's always like that, and I have no idea why. Even my sister, like, we just keep going higher in Korean.
Yes.
And then add to that.
Why is that? Is it because you guys are taught to spoke like softer and?
Oh, is that why? I always chalked it up to, because I talk higher when I'm nervous or emotional too.
But your sister also talk higher, which is not normal.
Yeah.
Is it because like the language itself like asks you to speak softly and more like that voice? What do you think it is? So your Cindy does too.
Yes, and she always hates it too. Because we find it so cringe. I find myself so cringe. And then it's like, because when I talk higher, it feels like I'm trying to do like 애교, and I'm not trying to do 애교. This is how I want to be, like, 저기요, 올리브 영 어디 있어요? But then I'm like, 죄송한데요, 저기요, 올리브 영 어디 있어요?
Yeah, why are you talking like that?
Bruh.
Why?
Bruh, I get so nervous. And then what's crazy is I prep myself. If I have to, like, when I was ordering at the restaurant, in my head, I'm prepping. I'm like, 네, 이거 하나랑요, 저것도 하나랑요, and then 이거 하나랑요, 네, 추가해주세요. Like, I'm thinking all of this, right? And then I'm go, 엄마, 이거 뭐지? 엄마, 이거 하나?
Why?
I don't know.
You just, I think because you only talk to your mom, so you're forever in this baby voice that you've been using since you were 5.
Oh my god, maybe that's what it is, because I only talk to elders, and it's like the same level of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I haven't developed into professional Korean or even school grade Korean.
Yeah.
So I only use Korean to talk to elderly.
Is that, yeah, I think so, right?
Same with my sister has Korean friends, so she talks to her in Korean. That's weird. Another thing, I find it very hard to just be a loser here. Okay,
What?
Okay, let me explain.
What?
I should stop, but I like self-deprecating jokes when I feel awkward, right? I don't know why, it's my way of coping. So for example, at the wedding photo shoot place, and they're amazing, I love them so much, literally I love them so much, they're like some of my favorite people since we got here. But at the wedding photo shoot place, my dress kept coming down in front of like the photographer, like not all the way down, but just like slipping down from its, okay, so first of all, the neckline, they put it like here. It's a strapless dress. They put it all the way up here, right? I'm like, well, what if I wanted some booby, right? And it starts slipping down and down and down. And the 이모님, they have an 이모님. She has to come and she has to assist with my dress. And she keeps pulling it up and I feel so bad. And I tell her in Korean, like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's because I have no boobs, so it keeps falling down, right? And I'm like giggling. And the male photographer, he's so sweet. I love him. And he goes, oh, I'll just act like I didn't hear that. Like, but genuine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, but I knew you, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I didn't care if he heard it. I mean, I knew he was there, he was gonna hear it. So I thought it was just a chill joke.
You thought it was a joke, yeah.
Yeah, but
But
I don't.
it's not.
Yeah. So then I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
For the conservative.
Yeah. And then I also realized, because sometimes they come in to bring, like, bottles of wine every night here. And it's usually a male attendant, right, from the hotel.
Yeah.
And there multiple times I've been in the bathroom, which they have to pass. And I keep the door open and I'm like brushing my teeth. I'm fully clothed, right? But every time they pass, they go like this and pass. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. That's like showing respect at least.
Yes, but it's very like...
Or not making people uncomfortable.
Wait, what was this about?
Wait, well, I don't
What
know.
am I leading to?
I don't know
I forgot
idea.
I was supposed to lead this. Anyway, let me tell you something interesting that I was talking to my mom about at the hotel breakfast today. You know what? This is just like my train of thought process today.
So now it's like a nighttime rant.
Yeah, there's so much on my mind. And like, please, another disclaimer. I love being Korean. I'm so proud to be Korean. I don't think Korea is proud of me. So that's great, but I love Korean culture. I love my Korean parents. But it's just very interesting, you know? There are some parts that are very, very, very interesting.
I think it's just, for me, it's just, besides all the good food and the freaking music, the culture, like, there's a lot of other things that's, like, you need to get used to for a country like this.
And I wonder if it's very stressful to live here.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, for the people, especially, I kind of feel for the people who's living here. Like, it seems like there's a lot of stress comes with that.
We were talking about this at the hotel breakfast this morning. And because we were meeting my grandma today, and my mom was talking about how, you know, my grandma was very traditional mother-in-law, meaning that she wanted my mom to do everything, like all the cooking, all the cleaning. Even if you can afford to eat takeout, no, you cook at home because that's your job as a daughter-in-law. You can afford to get cleaners once a month or twice a month or whatever you want to do. No, you are in charge of cleaning because that's your job as a daughter-in-law. And we were talking about how maybe it was like that back then because Korea is it still is, everywhere in the world is still a patriarchy, right?
But Korea is heavy on that, right?
Korea's pretty heavy, yeah. We've talked about a lot of cases. It's pretty heavy, right? It's almost like you should be lucky to marry this man who's now providing for you and is the man of the house. And as the mother of that man, I guess they feel a lot of power. So back in the day, they would just yell and make you do all these crazy things. Like, it was absolutely insane. And these days, I'm asking my mom, well, has it gotten better? I mean, I'm sure it has, because I was reading that it's gotten a lot better because Korea's marriage rates and birth rates are like so bad. The government is like, we will pay you to have children. Please have a child. Please get married. Because nobody wants to get married. Nobody wants to get married in this economy and then go live with their mother-in-law who's gonna fucking yell at them. We don't need that shit, okay? So no one's getting married. And my mom said, you know, it's interesting because her friends, they had met up yesterday and they were talking about this internet post that went viral. And it was this woman who was posting about how she just doesn't understand her in-laws. So this 할아버지, father-in-law, has a bunch of sons. And they all have like wives. And they're gonna have this huge family gathering. And he's telling all the daughter-in-laws what they're responsible for the party for. So he's like, you bring the cutlery. You bring a chon, which is like pancake. Like usually there's seafood pancakes, there's kimchi pancakes, there's green onion leek pancakes, right? There's so many pancakes. He's like, you're in charge of the chon, you're in charge of like the entree, and everyone has their own little responsibility. That's how he says it. Like, your responsibility is blank. So she shows up with the pancakes, very delicious, and he's getting upset with her. And he's like, why did you buy the pancakes? I told you that you're in charge of the pancakes. And she's like, what? And he's like yelling at her. And she's looking at him like this old man. She tells him, I need you to calm down. Because you told me that this is my responsibility to bring pancakes. Did I or did I not bring pancakes? You did not specify that I needed to make pancakes. If you had said that, maybe I would have said I'm not good at making pancakes, or if I wanted to, I would have made them. But I brought the pancakes because you told me my responsibility are the pancakes. And she said she was so mad. And in the end, the father-in-law was, okay, I'm sorry. These are really good pancakes.
So like he's still stuck in that the old school way of women should be cooking. Yeah. Basically in the kitchen.
And he thinks he can yell at his daughter-in-law, and his daughter-in-law is like, eat the fucking pancakes or don't. It's not my problem, dude.
Yeah.
You're not my problem.
Yeah, so things has changed.
Yeah. And we were just talking about how a lot of things have changed. Like even my sister's mother-in-law is Korean. And my mom said if her mother-in-law was as nice as Andrew's mom, she would have gladly put her on her back. Get on my back. I'll take you wherever you want to go. Run around with her mother-in-law on her back, carrying her piggyback. Come on, let's go. It's interesting. It's actually like the other way around now, because I was just listening to my sister and Andrew talking about this, but you know, my dad. Okay, this was the whole conversation. So Andrew, I'm FaceTiming my sister and he goes, hey, honey, were you stressed when your dad was over here? And my sister was like, why would I be stressed? No, were you stressed when your dad was feeding Sophie? Did you see the way that your dad was feeding Sophie? And then she's like, no, what was going on? Apparently my dad was feeding Sophie strawberry ice cream, but my dad is very impatient. He's fucking force feeding her strawberry ice cream, like just shoveling strawberry ice cream in this little 2-year-old's mouth. And Andrew Oppa sees this and he's getting like so, I want to say something but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And so he's telling my sister this story and she's like, well, why didn't you just say something? Like, oh, you're feeding it way too fast, like the ice cream's not going anywhere. Or like, why didn't you say she's gonna get a brain freeze? And he's like, I don't know, it's your dad. How am I supposed to say something? Like, would you say that if it was my mom?
He's being respectful.
Yeah, and then he's like, would you say that to my mom?
Wow, Sophie.
Sophie's like, whoa. Cold in here, she's shivering. She's got hypothermia. Okay. He's like, would you say something to my mom? His sister's like, yeah. I'd be like, 좀 차가울 것 같은데요? Which means, I think that'll be a little cold.
Yeah, I guess he's not confrontational?
Maybe. It's interesting. I wouldn't say anything to your mom. I would not say anything to your mom. I wouldn't even say anything to my mom. I would just be like so stressed by myself. Things are changing.
Yeah.
Which is good, I think.
Yeah, I just feel like Korea is great to visit. I just wonder if living here long term will be kind of stressful in that sense.
That's what my parents always said.
Like, what do your parents feel about this like hierarchy system?
They're definitely more used to it than I am. 엄마! Like, because I kept asking her, oh, would you like it better if there wasn't that system? And she says, it's not about what you like or don't like the system exists. She was like, it doesn't matter if you like it or don't. Like,
see, that's the
too.
I hear from my grandparents growing up. Like, it's just like, it's not about what you like, it's about this is just how it is.
Yes, that's what she was saying. So then I was saying like, okay, no, but let's say like you were just as good at English. Would you rather work in the States where there's no hierarchy like that? Or would you rather work here? So I saw this on TikTok and I didn't know if this was true, but if you work in Korea, if your boss or your manager hasn't left work yet, even though technically they tell you you can clock out and go, you
cannot
are
go.
눈치 buying. You feel like you
엄마도
cannot.
지금은-
She doesn't know about today. That's how it was back then. But even today in drama, she sees it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
지금 많이 바뀌었으니까 엄마도.
So she's not sure if it's accurate because she hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Just
like,
okay,
things have
just from a
changed.
personal experience, just the fact I told you this a million times.
Yeah.
The way that American student and American teacher interact versus Chinese student and teacher, it's not even the same thing.
Yeah.
The teacher is the authority, and everybody bows down to teachers because they are in charge of your future, I guess. And over here, like, kids are cussing teacher out, and just very interesting. But I definitely feel it. Just being here now, like seeing it again, it's just bringing me back a lot of these feelings. I was like, wow, that's wild.
That's it for today's video. I'm sorry. I was gonna do MID assholes, but you're never gonna see it because it's freaking corrupt file. But I hope you guys enjoyed my little it's not a rant. I love Korea, okay? It's not a rant. I'm so happy to be here. I'm actually so sad about leaving. I just feel like if you are making a drastic decision and maybe thinking about moving here to work or something like that, I don't know. It's just very intense. But for vacations, fantastic, amazing. Oh my god, the food. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you check out Baksu, linked in the description, and I will see you guys tomorrow.